Hi everyone! Welcome to Artsonia's After School Art Club. Today we have a fun art project from Rebecca Speech, an art teacher from Illinois. Hope you enjoy the video and don't forget to have your artwork uploaded to your Artsonia gallery.
Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca and today I want to show you how to create a Zentangle drawing with a splash of color. Now if you're not familiar with the concept of Zentangles, they're essentially beautiful intricate patterns that are all kind of pieced together. So if you're someone who loves to doodle on the margins of your paper, this is a great project for you. It gives you something to do with those doodles. So there's a few items that you're going to need in order to create this artwork. You're going to need a couple sheets of blank paper. In my case, I'm just using computer paper. I use 2 sheets, one to kind of sketch out my ideas and practice my Zentangle patterns, and the other to create the final artwork on. You're also going to need some drawing supplies. So of course, you're going to need a pencil. You will need some color pencils if you want to add that splash of color at the end. And I did use a thin marker to outline certain aspects of my design just to make certain areas pop more. It is optional, but I would definitely recommend using it. So just to recap, 2 sheets of blank paper, a pencil, some colored pencils, and a thin black marker. Grab those items and meet me back here so we can get this drawing started.
Take a blank sheet of paper and fold it in half. This is going to be a practice sheet, just to kind of get your ideas down on paper. On one half, you're going to notice that I'm labeling it ideas/subject. And on the other half, I'm going to label it Zentangle practice. Take a moment and think about what subject you would like to feature for this design. Make a list of all the things that you may be interested in, and then go ahead and pick one to use later on in the project. Once you have your idea figured out, move on and start practicing different Zentangle patterns. You are welcome to follow along with this portion of the video, as I do have some suggested really easy patterns that you could incorporate within your design. However, if you're going to come up with your own, I encourage you to think beyond something like a zigzag or a wiggle line. A Zentangle is meant to have a really complex look to it, so if your patterns are too simple, it just might not read so well. Once you feel like you have enough practice, you can move on to the next step. We're going to start the big project now. You're seeing on the screen that I printed a source image. In my brainstorming, I decided to go with a butterfly, and instead of free drawing it, I decided to take the easy road and print out a source image to work with. I typed in the phrase butterfly silhouette into Google, printed it out to the size I wanted, and trimmed it. I applied pencil to the back of this printout, and I'm now going to do a transfer strategy rather than free draw my image. If you can, use a little piece of tape to secure your printout on the blank page. By pushing firmly with your pencil, trace the shape of the subject and it will copy the image onto your good paper. Continue to do this for the entire subject, and once you're done, gently peel off the printout and move on. Printing a source image like I did is a completely optional step. You can simply freehand it, no problem. But I wanted to make sure that I included this because there are a lot of students that I encounter that are obsessed with making things perfect, and transferring will allow you to do that. Next, figure out how you want to design your background space. In my case, I'm doing a giant splatter all around my butterfly. Using a thin black marker, go ahead and outline your subject. Ideally, using a thin permanent-based marker would be better, but I just happen to have a thin Crayola marker, so that's what I'm using. With a pencil, take your subject and break it up into smaller sections. Try to follow the overall shape of your subject. We're going to use these smaller sections to help us break up our Zentangle patterns. At this point, I decided it would look best to outline these smaller sections with my thin black marker. Feel free to do the same if you'd like. Using a pencil, begin adding in smaller Zentangle patterns. Remember, they are meant to be super intricate. Each one should be different. I mirrored the patterns on each half of my butterfly to make it symmetrical looking, but you are more than welcome to make every area different if you'd like. Take your time and enjoy the process. Don't leave any areas blank. Continue to embellish and add patterns everywhere. At the beginning of the video, I had told you that we are going to be creating a Zentangle with a splash of color. So now we're going to add that color component in using colored pencils. I decided to go in a rainbow pattern with my colors. So I evenly shaded my splatter, and as I went to the outside edge of my paint splatter, I decided to push harder with my colored pencil, using varied pressure just to kind of create a more interesting look to my shading. You can use whatever colors you would like. They do not have to be the same as mine. And I know some of you may not have decided to do a paint splatter for your background, but as long as you add a pop of color next to your subject, the contrast between the two will look beautiful. To finish off my artwork, I'm taking my thin black marker and outlining my paint splatter. I chose not to do this earlier since I'm using a water-based marker. I didn't want to accidentally smudge it all over the artwork as I was drawing and filling things in. Once you finish your artwork, don't forget to take a photo of it. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see your artwork on Artsonia.